Hello, everybody. Welcome to day 15, God's covenant with Abram. After these things, the word of the Lord came to Abram in a vision, saying, "Do not be afraid, Abram. I am your shield, your exceedingly great reward." But Adam said, "Lord God, what will you give me, seeing I go childless, and the heir of my house is Eliezer of Damascus?" Then Abram said, "Look, you have given me no offspring. Indeed, one born in my house is my heir." And behold, the word of the Lord came to him, saying, "This one shall not be your heir, but one who will come from your own body shall be your heir." Then he brought him outside and said, "Look now towards heaven, and count the stars, if you are able to number them." And he said to him, "So shall your descendants be." And he believed in the Lord, and he accounted it to him for righteousness. Then he said to him, "I am the Lord who brought you out of Ur of the Chaldeans to give you this land to inherit it." And he said, "Lord God, how shall I know that I will inherit it?" So he said to him, "Bring me 3-year-old heifer, a 3-year-old female goat, a 3-year-old ram, a turtle dove, and a young pigeon." Then he brought all these to him, and cut them down the middle, and placed each piece opposite to the other, but did not cut the birds in two. And when the vultures came down on the carcasses, Abram drove them away. Now, when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abram, and behold, horror and great darkness fell upon him. Then he said to Abram, "Know certainly that your descendants will be strangers in a land that is not theirs, and will serve them, and they will afflict them for 400 years. And also the nation whom they serve I will judge. Afterwards they shall come out with great possessions. Now, as for you, you shall go to your fathers in peace. You shall be buried at good age. But in 4th generation they shall return here, for the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet complete." And it came to pass, when the sun went down and it was dark, that behold, there appeared a smoking oven and a burning torch that passed between those pieces. On the same day the Lord made a covenant with Abram, saying, "To your descendants I have given this land, from the river of Egypt to the great river, the river Euphrates, the Kenizzites, and the Cadmonides, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Rephaim, the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Girgashites, and the Jebusites." Thank you guys so much for listening. Hope you enjoyed. Here's a quick summary of Genesis 15. Genesis 15 is where God formalized his covenant with Abram. Abram's voice is a real concern. He's still childless, so his heir would technically be Eliezer, a servant born in his house. God responds by taking him outside and telling him to look at the stars. "So shall your descendants be." Abram believes God, and it's counted to him as righteousness, a hugely significant moment that later New Testament writers point back to as the model of faith. God then reaffirms the promise of the land, and Abram asks how he can know he'll actually possess it. In response, God has Abram prepare a strange and ancient covenant ceremony, cutting animals in half and laying the pieces opposite each other. As the sun sets, Abram falls into a deep sleep, and God reveals a sobering prophecy. His descendants will be strangers in a foreign land, enslaved and afflicted for 400 years, but will come out with great possessions, and the 4th generation will return to this land. Then a smoking firepot and a flaming torch, symbols of God's own presence, pass alone between the pieces, sealing the covenant. And the lesson underneath it: faith isn't the absence of doubt or questions. Abram voices real uncertainty, and God meets him with reassurance rather than rebuke. It's also significant that in the covenant ceremony, only God passes through the pieces, not Abram, meaning the promise resets entirely on God's faithfulness, not Abram's performance. It's only of the most important theoretical moments in Genesis Righteousness coming through faith, not works. Thank you guys so much for listening. I'll see you guys tomorrow.